Hey guys, today we are going to work on planting some things out in the garden. We had a huge storm come through yesterday. Lightning actually struck one of our trees and big spears of wood went flying through the property. We heard it, I saw it, it was wild. Look at this thing. It shot that all the way over here from the tree way over there into my hydrangeas that are flopped over. But look at the sharp, it's like literally like a spear. Anyways, it is overcast, it is foggy, it is wet. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to plant some things that I need to get planted and work on the kitchen side of the garden where we need to do some work. So let's go gather our supplies and head over that way. All right, you guys, this is the area that we're gonna work on. So here's my Let's Dance Sky View hydrangea. I've got two that I planted out over here. I've got to get this third one in the ground. I've got a couple of boxwoods, and I've got another boxwood over here that I need to dig up and move forward. So this is the spot that we are focusing on today because this is where we began rounding the bed out to expand it this direction. It was just completely straight across and now it goes out like this. I'm gonna dig up my Brunnera. I'm gonna plant a boxwood here to continue this line of boxwoods like I have going this direction. Actually, I might end up having to do two on this side. I need to expand my steps, put a boxwood here, and then these two hydrangeas are the Let's Dance Sky View. And then I've got this one I'm gonna put in the ground right here. I gotta take out that boxwood and bring it out. So lots of work. And then my rose, I need to transplant it as well. I think instead of planting out the boxwoods that I have in containers right here, I've got two that I need to move out. So I'm gonna move my ones in containers out of the way because I may or may not need to use them, but once I move my other ones out, then I'll see kind of what the space is shaping up to look like, and we'll go from there. I should have dug my hole first because now I have this plant. That was incredibly easy to dig up because it's so wet. This is the perfect day for transplanting. I'm ripping out weed barrier that I had put down originally. So wish I hadn't done this. Cardboard or a roll of contractor's paper is a much better option than this. Don't do this, or you will be doing this down the road. Okay, so upon further evaluation, that's gonna get 3 to 4 foot wide. This boxwood right here is 3 to 4 foot wide. So they will end up basically just barely touching or having a little bit of space between them. So putting another boxwood right here is not gonna work. It would be too crowded. But I do have one over there, so that's good. I'm considering maybe expanding the bed out a little bit further, making it a little bit more of a gradual curve right here. And then it's possible that we would do a boxwood like right here where like the grass is at this point. I don't know. I'm not going to do that today though. I have to think about that. So I don't know what I'm doing. I have a little baby Brunnera growing up right here, and I've got another one I'm going to dig up real quick so we can stick these out in the shade garden. All right, so I decided to plant that other boxwood right here in front of my climbing rose. That way that's a continual line of boxwoods right there. And then I think what I'm going to do next is with my Brunnera, I'm going to dig this Brunnera up since it's different from these two, and I'm going to move this one over to like here, so that way the hydrangea is kind of in between the two, and then put this out in the shade garden along with those two little baby ones that I found. I'm not sure what variety they are. I must have planted those early on and they died because that's just not a good area for them. They get too much sun. So we're going to go put those somewhere else. I do need to get a stone for my pathway still, so I might do that as well. Yeah, so let's dig up this Brunnera. I got another baby. Look at how much better that looks, I think, because they're the same and it just looks more purposeful. I think that'll be pretty when it fills in because that'll be its backdrop. I think that'll be really nice. And then I just stuck that one right there. That's not where it's going to go. However, that looks pretty. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this yellow bucket right here, and then I might go ahead and dig up my rose and then maybe stick that Brunnera where the rose is currently, because I think having a Brunnera over here will help tie these two in. But I'm gonna go dig the hole for my rose. Okay, so this spot right here between those two Sunshine Ligustrums, behind my Spirea and my Weigela and my Encore Azalea, is where I want to put my big Olivia Austin rose. We're gonna build a wooden obelisk for it. That's gonna add structure and make it really, really pretty. And I think I'm gonna go measure and just make sure that it's gonna fit well right here. I'm not actually gonna bring a measuring tape out. I'm gonna just use my feet, because when I step it off, it's about, you know, a foot per foot. Maybe a little more. My feet aren't that big. All right, so this is what we're doing. I laid down this piece of wood right here. That is about 3 foot from center to here. From center of this ligustrum to here is about 3 feet. These only get 4 to 6 foot wide. And so that gives me this space right here, which is about 3 feet. And that'll be perfect for my obelisk, for my Olivia Austin rose, because it only gets about 3 foot wide. And I'm gonna stick it right there. You can see this fallen branch back in here and all of this white wood debris. That is from where lightning struck that tree, where you see that white. It struck that tree yesterday. It even shot that piece of debris all the way up here that I used to mark my bed. So anyways, lots of storms in Tennessee. So let's get digging and move my rose. my drip hose is exactly where it needs to be for me to put the rose here. I don't know how big of a hole I need to actually dig. I don't know how established this plant is because I think this is its second or third year in the ground. That's where we are so far. I'm gonna go ahead and dig up the rose and just see what we're dealing with so I don't like dig a ginormous hole and don't need to. I am gonna cut the rose back quite a bit because I don't want to be trying to deal with this big situation. And it's not gonna hurt to prune it. It'll just make it healthier and it'll grow back and it'll be fine. So I'm gonna go get my pruners and do that and move it over. I'm gonna clean these before I prune and then I'm gonna get to digging. But you definitely don't want to pass on disease from rose to rose. That would be detrimental if you ever got some kind of horrible disease. So. All right, to dig up this rose, I'm trying to go pretty far away from the actual plant itself. I'm gonna go around the rose pretty far out and try to get deep, try to get as much root as I can before I bring it over here. All right, I have gone to get my rose gloves, but someone unlocked a new fear for me on Instagram. They were stomping all over their gloves before they put them on, saying that they wanted to make sure that there were no spiders or bugs or anything in them before they put them on. So I've been sitting here smushing my gloves ever since I pulled them out of my greenhouse because I don't want that to happen to me either. This is what happened. No dirt attached, but lots of roots. So I'm glad I didn't dig my hole any bigger. I need more soil, like good soil. And I don't think I have any. It's gonna be perfect. It really will be perfect. But now I need to go see if I can find some soil. I'm gonna drive up to the top of the hill if I can get my golf cart to take me up there because the roads are super, super wet. But I might have some extra soil up there that maybe I didn't bring down. I'm gonna go check and then also get a couple of flagstones to finish my pathway back behind me. I need to fill in this hole. I need to bring some mulch over. So several things I need to do, but I need to unload my wagon because I've got all of those clearance plants and stuff on my wagon in order to give me a way to transport all the other heavy things back here. So I think that's gonna work. I think it's gonna be pretty. Let's go. I got one little bucket of dirt. Oh, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get the golf cart out. No! Oh man. I can't get the golf cart out. My husband has it blocked in with his side-by-side. I think I'm gonna truck my little hiney up the hill with my wagon instead of using my motorized vehicle. I don't really want to do that, but I want to get this done. I just need to get this done. I have no clue when my husband's going to be back. All right, so this is our pile of rocks that we have here. I'm a little bit scared that there's gonna be a snake, but I went ahead and loaded up 4 stepping stones. I don't know how many I actually need. I do have a couple bags of soil and some more mulch. So this is like our holding zone for all of our stuff up here in the woods. I'm gonna grab these bags of soil, head back down the hill. All right, hallelujah. I got 3 bags. So we're gonna head back down the hill. Ooh. I'm gonna release this wagon to go down this steep hill all on its own. It'll probably crash into something, but I don't want to get run over. So I'm gonna do this and see what happens. Ah! Oh! It's about to take me down. My son just came to find me. He's gonna go to the bottom of the hill. Go. It literally about took me out. This is ridiculous. It's too heavy to pull it because it about scooped me up and took off with me. So I can't pull it.
This is painful to watch. Whoa!
I look like I've been through war.
No kidding.
Okay. Oh, oh no! Why? Again. Oh, I'm losing more dirt. Hi, Schmucky. Hi. Mama's dirty. That was by far one of the most pathetic things I've ever done. And as I get to the bottom of the hill, guess who pulls up? My husband. But I've got my rose right here. I've got my soil. I've got my rocks. My mulch is still on the other side because I forgot to bring it over after all of that craziness. But we'll get to it. I'm going to plant out the rose. I'm going to fill it up with some good soil, mix in some of my compost, add a little bit of my plant tone, and call it a day for that part. Let's get going. And it's done. That was a rose worth fighting for. Okay. For real, guys, for real. All right, you guys. I think that is absolute perfection right there. Look at that. Olivia Austin rose. Oh my word. And with the wooden obelisk right here, it's gonna be absolutely stunning. And once those lamb's ear fill in over here on the corner, oh, gorgeousness. All right, now we gotta figure out the rest of this. I need to get all my debris from cutting back the rose. I need to fill in my hole right here. I've got, oh, I put my shovel right on my hydrangea. Whoops. Now I've got to finish fixing up this area right here. I'm going to go get a bag of my mulch because I know I do need to add some mulch over here. I actually have these stones I'm going to put down real quick because I need my wagon. I think that'll work. I'm going to dig those in here in a minute, but for now I'm going to go get my mulch and then we'll do it all at once. My little helper has come out and we are working together. Show them your hands. Hey, we're working. Working. Yeah. All right. Change of plans. We're going to go plant out any little plants that have been coming up in this flower bed over in the shade flower bed because my little helper is about to dump them somewhere and I'm going to lose them. And we'll take this big one over too because I don't think that I'm going to get enough shade anywhere over here where this is going to work except for where it was, and it didn't work where it was. So we'll move it over there and I think we'll have a spot for it, hopefully somewhere over there. So this is the bed. I thought that we might have room to put this Brunnera. I don't know that we're gonna have room for anything over here either. Everything's so full right now. A tiny little Brunnera right here. It wasn't doing well. It was too deep. So I dug it up. I put the bigger one here. I've got a big one right here. And then I planted out this little one right here. My other little one right here. This one is coming back from last year. I didn't realize it was going to come back, and I had planted this impatient right here. So I'm going to just leave it alone. The impatiens will not be here next year because they're an annual for us. I dug up the geraniums that I had put here because they were a regal geranium and they are annuals and they're not doing so hot at this point. I'm probably not going to do geraniums out here again. I'm going to dig that one up probably too, or just let it die back because it is an annual. And then the Brunnera will fill in. So I'll end up with a Brunnera, a Brunnera, a Brunnera, a Brunnera. So this whole pathway leading to the bench will be Brunnera on this side. And then I've got one over here as well. And so I think that'll be really pretty to have like Brunnera leading up to the bench. I don't really have room to do any more Brunnera on this side. So just the one, and then these over here. For now, maybe I'll plant another one right here where the impatient is next year, or maybe I'll move this hosta over and do another Brunnera over here. I don't know. We'll kind of tweak that and figure that out as time goes on. But for now, this is how I'm gonna leave it. You can't really tell exactly what I've done, again, because they are really small little pieces and hopefully they survive. But it gets them out here and I think will be really pretty. All right, you guys, we are back over here in the kitchen garden. This is how it's looking now. So much better. So good. All right, so this is the view from our kitchen window area. The rows used to stick up right here and just kind of close off the garden. And now that area is opened up and we have that space available for the hydrangeas to continue to grow. This one will get big, this one will get big, and then all of these hydrangeas will just kind of melt together. And I still have to figure out exactly what I'm going to do in this large space right here. I think I might end up putting my tree right there. This space right here, I wanted to plant something like right here. But when I got to looking at it, once these get full size and these get full size, it's going to leave very little space right here. So I'm not going to plant anything there, but what I'm considering doing is I might just leave all of that alone and then plant out a big panicle hydrangea back behind this, like about right there, that gets like 5 to 6 foot wide. Or dig that one up that I just planted, put my hydrangea right there, and then move this to the other side of the hydrangea. And I'm kind of leaning towards that because I think I want some more variation right here. And I've got so much lime on this side of the garden that if I take that up and put it right here, it'll give me some big, beautiful blooms on this side of the bed, because everything over here at this point is more spring blooming. So it's going to be gorgeous in the springtime, but I don't have much going on for me in the summer and fall. And the hydrangeas will give me that. Plus the rose, now that I have it, it is reblooming, and it just had some blooms recently. And so that will give me some blooms as well. And the spirea does a little bit of a rebloom. So I do get some flowers this time of year. But I think having a panicle hydrangea right there would be perfect. And I have my strawberry vanilla hydrangea, the panicle hydrangea over near the chicken coop that I might put right there in that spot. And then put my Sunshine Ligustrum, like I said, right here, and then figure out the rest of this. I do want to pull my peony out that is right here. It's getting too close to all of the hydrangeas that are getting big. So I will probably pull it out from this spot right here and move it more this direction so we can get a little bit more sun and just give my hydrangeas more space to grow. Because you can see the peony's already like touching, and it's all kind of like growing into each other, and the peony's going to get much bigger. I need to go ahead and cut it back because it's starting to get a little bit of powdery mildew. But this is a Scepter Isle rose right here, so I'm probably going to dig it up and either plant it here towards the back, maybe next to my Sunshine Ligustrum once I move it here, maybe have another rose right here or somewhere in this area. And then I do have my other Olivia Austin rose right there, and then I have a climbing rose right here. So I'm not sure exactly if I'll keep all of the roses or if I'll move one of the roses to a different bed. But it is coming together. I am trying to process how I want to go about doing all of this. All right, you guys, we are going to call it a day. My camera is about to die. I've got some more plans for some things I want to change over here, but we will get to that another time. Tell everybody bye. Bye-bye.
Peace.